In today's video, I'm sharing what I eat in a day, plus a grocery haul, restocking a lot of my staples and sharing some meal ideas that you can make with the foods I bought. Let's get started.
It's not great, but it's fresh at least. I still haven't found a good cantaloupe or melon in England. I feel like Greece has such nice melons during summertime, but it's very rare that I find a good melon. Watermelon, I can find a good one, but that kind of like cantaloupe and honeydew, is it called? I can never find a good one. You can tell it's so thin and like not juicy. I'm gonna eat it.
For my actual breakfast, I'm making an omelette to make sure I start my day with protein to give me energy and keep me full. So I just chopped a couple of mushroom in slices and then I grabbed my non-stick pan and added some olive oil on it. I added my mushrooms and let them saute for a few minutes. And while they're cooking, I'm cracking a couple of eggs in a little bowl, seasoned with salt and pepper, and then whisking them with a fork. I left them on the side, and now my mushrooms were fully cooked, so I added them to a separate little bowl. And now to the same pan, I added a bit more olive oil and added my eggs to cook. I topped with the mushrooms, and for some extra flavor, I'm doing some feta cheese that I'm crumbling up with my hands. I flipped my omelette in half and let it cook for a few more minutes. I served it on my plate and my quick and high protein breakfast is ready.
Breakfast is ready. I've been in a serious breakfast rat slash food rat recently, so I feel like nothing sounds good and I can't come up with like exciting new stuff. Let me know if you go through these phases as well, but I realized I haven't had an omelette in so long, so an omelette it is for today. I went for mushroom and feta, of course, because I feel like feta makes any mushroom so much better. So, I forgot how good this is. And don't judge the amount of feta I've put. I like it to taste like it's almost a tiropita. So I put loads of feta and it melts and it's just so good. And it adds protein, it's all good. Feta is great. So I'm gonna finish this and then let's head to Tesco to do some grocery shopping for the week. So I'm back from Tesco and I feel so tired, and I got myself a little treat because I always want something sweet around this time and I haven't made any homemade treats, so I got myself 3 Krispy Kremes because I was craving them and if I see them I can't resist. You can tell there's a theme of chocolate here. I chose all of the chocolate ones. And I think I'm gonna start with the chocolate sprinkle and work my way through. And if you think 3 donuts is a lot, you're right, but I want them. And I also made myself a coffee. This is a fully caffeinated coffee, so we'll see what happens. If it gives me a lot of energy, we'll do everything and sort the house and everything. But I'm gonna sit down, have a rest, because that was a tiring grocery run. I always buy more than I expect, and yeah, it was hard to carry. So yeah, I'm gonna go sit down, enjoy my donuts, and then I'll show you what I got. I made it so good. I'm gonna go enjoy my donuts, starting with the chocolate sprinkle. I love donuts. I finished my Krispy Kreme. They were so good. I don't know which one is my favorite. Maybe the chocolate sprinkle. It's simple but so delicious. But also the chocolate dream cake was good. And the Nutella one. I just love anything with chocolate, basically. They were so good. I had them and had a bit of a rest. And yes, I did change my outfit because I dropped some chocolate on my dress. Anyways, let's show you what I got. I've kind of organized everything. So let's start with the fresh fruits and veggies. First things first, I got some flowers because I love having fresh flowers in the house. I got loads of tomatoes. I always get a mixture of baby tomatoes and big tomatoes because we just eat them in everything and it's nice to have both. I got some avocados, pretty self-explanatory. Loads of bananas because everyone in the household eats bananas, so we go through them so quickly. Lemons and limes because have you met me? I just love anything citrusy, and if it's not already citrusy, I'll just add some lemon and lime and it will be amazing. Then I got some cherries. I've been loving cherries. These ones are British, so we'll see how they are. I got some apricots. These ones are from Spain and they're ripen at home. I haven't had any good apricots this season yet. And again, I feel like in Greece you get such nice apricots, but they don't pass the smell test. But nectarines, my latest obsession. I have to have at least one every day. And British strawberries, which smell so amazing. Yeah, when it's their season, get them because they're just the best and the smell and flavor is just perfect. And a small watermelon because it's summertime. And for salads, I like sweet gem lettuce. Loads of rocket. This is my favorite, green, and if you didn't know, it's a cruciferous, which means it's very healthy for you basically. So things like broccoli, cabbage, all this lovely stuff are cruciferous and they're super healthy for you. So rocket is one of them, which is great because it's my favorite salad. Parsley because I don't know, I like parsley. And then when I'm too lazy to cut the lettuce, I got some mixed leaf salad as well. Spring onions because if you make anything like Asian inspired, putting spring onions on top makes everything so much better and just adds a bit of extra. Pointy peppers and normal peppers. Cucumber because I just love having it as a side with a bit of vinegar and salt, or just with salads and topping like hummus. Yeah, it's just good, versatile, and it's so fresh, especially during summer months. Carrots, I always go for organic carrots because their skin is so thin. Same with the cucumber, I got organic and also got a non-organic because sometimes you can't taste the difference. Mint, again, I love my herbs and mint and parsley are my go-tos. Some basic onions, potatoes and some red cabbage because for coleslaw and like a bit of a different salad, and a cruciferous, so very good for you. Saying as I've had 3 donuts, but you know, balance. I got some corn on the cob because I went without a plan and then I just started grabbing stuff that looked nice. But I thought one of the days I could make like a Nando's style dinner with corn on the cob and also get something else that I'll show you in a bit. Let me know what you get when you go for Nando's. I always go for the sides, I always go peri peri chips and the corn on the cob. Although I've tried their zingy slaw and it's so good. So I recommend both of them. So that's all the fruits and veggies. So this side I also have some pantry staples. Let's go through them. So when we make Mexican, we usually use these sachets because they're just perfect. They have everything in terms of spices. So I got a chili con carne, a taco and a fajita. To be honest, they don't taste that much different to each other, but they're all good and it's nice to mix it up. And I also got the tortilla boats. Again, just to mix it up. I don't have a plan of what kind of tacos I will make, but I got some bits and bobs. So I went to the shops without a plan, and that's always a recipe for disaster and chaos. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I thought might be nice for dinner time this week. Panko breadcrumbs, because every time I make like crispy tempeh or crispy chicken, panko breadcrumbs are the best. I was also out of noodles, so I always like to have noodles in the house because if I don't have a lot of time, quick stir fry is always good and always love it. So I got pad thai noodles and also medium egg noodles. Another herb, dill, one of my favorites, and actually quite difficult to find in a lot of shops. I'm not sure why. And lastly, some wholemeal tortilla wraps because it's nice to have them as a basic if you want a quick lunch. You can stuff them with anything really, like tomato feta, falafel, tofu, tempeh, anything, and it's like a quick lunch or dinner idea. And you can also make pizza. And speaking of pizza, I got my my favorite pizza sauce, which if you haven't tried it before, you need to try it because it makes the best pizza. So I didn't know that this wasn't the classic, as I've tried this before. It's the pizza sauce aromatica, but apparently they have a classica. So I got them both, and you can top a Greek style of pizza or a tortilla for a thin base and mozzarella and whatever toppings you like. And you got a delicious pizza that is ready in 5 minutes. I got some Maldon salt, the fancy salt, makes everything taste amazing. And then this is the other thing that I said would go with the corn on the cob. There's a peri peri bag and bake lemon and herb. So apparently you have all the spices and you put the chicken in and you bake it, and it has the lemon and herb flavoring that they use at Nando's. So I thought I will try that because I usually go for lemon and herb because it's not too spicy. I got some passata because I always need it and I always use it. Chickpeas, again, staple. Sweet corn, more passata. Tomato puree because I thought I was out and I was like, I might as well get it. Again, another staple, chopped tomatoes that get used every day and all the time. Nutritional yeast because that's how we make our tofu. If you haven't seen my recipe for it, I will link the video that I make it. It's so good and it's great for meal prep as well. I might do a bit of meal prep today, and I knew that we were out of nutritional yeast. Some dark chocolate, mint flavor because I love it. And then I got 2 types of dates. I got medjool dates to eat as they are or stuffed with a bit of almond butter. Medjool dates are my favorite to like snack on plain. They're so caramelly. I don't even like caramel, but I love medjool dates. And apparently they're very good for when you're getting ready to have a baby, so yeah. And then the other variety I get is kind of similar to medjool dates. They're much cheaper though. And when you make desserts and sweet treats like that, I go for them because they're cheaper and they taste very similar and their texture is, yeah, pretty much the same. They're just a bit smaller, so I think they're called, Halawi, variety Halawi dates. Restock on James' favorite coffee and my decaf. So yeah, we get the Brazil one, coffee beans, and coffee beans for decaf, the Colombian. Some random spices that I didn't really need, but I saw them and I was like, I might as well. Okay, so I got some paprika and onion chicken seasoning, some cinnamon, and then I found the chocolate sugar dusting. So I had the Cadbury's for cappuccinos and stuff like that, but I like this one because it has a bit of sugar on top as well. So for my cappuccinos. Then bready kind of things. I got some sesame bagels. I do like when they have the whole wheat ones, but they were out. And also I thought the sesame ones will be like a bit like kuluri, but not really, but kind of. Sesame breadsticks, I really love these. They're from Artisan Delico. They're so delicious. And that's sesame on top. Wholemeal pitas, of course. I put them straight in the freezer because I just never have them straight away, but it's good to have as a freezer staple. Some brown sourdough bloomer for fresh bread, because I also like to have fresh bread. And some oat cakes, which I don't really have, but James and Lily like to have them. So also eggs, because we eat them all the time and they're so good for protein, like omelets, just sunny side, any kind of egg we love. And then I also got some lazy options. So I got some mushroom and mascarpone tortellini because some days I get very tired, especially at this time of pregnancy, but I don't want takeaway, so I thought that's a good in-between. I got some apple juice, not to have plain because I do love plain apple juice, but also I got a Pret freezer smoothie mix, and it says you use some of that plus apple juice, so got that to make my green juice and try and get some nutrients and not just donuts, but yeah. And then for protein I just realized it's all chicken. I just love chicken, it's my favorite kind of meat. I got some chicken breast fillet because this lemon and herb thing said do chicken breast, so, and I do like chicken breast. But I also got some chicken thighs, the room to roam, because I can't tell the difference with the taste, and it's probably, I'm hoping, better for the chickens. I'm hoping. I know it's still not good to have meat ethically, but I like meat. And then I got some chicken chipolatas because I like to make them with a bit of pasta and a bit of fennel, so like a fennel sausage kind of thing. They're very good. I got some milk, mostly for Lily. And then I got loads of halloumi. I like to have halloumi in the house because, again, when you're in a rush and want a quick dinner, or lunch idea, I feel like halloumi is so good. I like to make halloumi souvlaki. It takes like 5 minutes and you have a delicious dinner. Or halloumi burgers. Anything with halloumi will taste amazing. And it cooks so quickly, so I like to stock up. And then cream cheese, because I thought with the bagels would be great. And then for my sliced cheese, they were out of Edam. I've had it in a few shops where I can't find Edam. I'm not sure why. I thought it was a very basic cheese, but yeah. Anyways, I went for Gouda. Of course, feta. I have more in the fridge, but I can't get caught out without feta because that would be a disaster. Cottage cheese, because I love it. Ricotta, again, so creamy, so high in protein, and very good for breakfast and stuff like that. Some Greek yogurt. My favorite pesto. I just love having this, even if I won't make a pasta pesto. It's good to have it just in the house, just in case. Some creamy hummus. I was actually very excited to get this because I always get their own brand, which is a bit more coarse, which I like, but I've been craving like some creamy hummus, so that would be good. And then in the freezer, I've already put that away. I got that Pret smoothie mix because I thought that would be a quick way. I know I could make it myself, but anything that's a bit easier these days, I always go for it because my energy is getting lower and lower every day. So anything that I can make that's healthy but low effort, it's perfect. And again, for those days where I want something nice and a bit cheeky, a bit naughty, but I don't want to take away, I got some frozen pizzas. That brand is so good. I got one margherita and one with pepperoni. I'm most likely gonna have the margherita or share half and half with James. But I might just have the margherita because I do love a margherita, or I might add some mushroom. Oh, did I get mushroom? I forgot to get mushrooms. Yeah, I might add some veggies on top as well. And then I also got some of the spicy bean burgers. Again, such a great and quick dinner idea. I usually have a couple of them and I make some chips and a bit of salad or slaw, and it's good. And all these options I like to have in the house because just to save me from having takeaway, and yeah. And then some other things that I got was just toiletries, like shampoo and things like that, antibacterial wipes, dishwasher tablets. I also was very happy because I found my favorite sponge, Scrub Daddy. It is more expensive, but I just love it. I think I'm so used to using that now that I can't go back. So yeah, that's everything I got. If you're interested in the price, I will put it up here. Again, I went without a plan, so I probably got more that I need and it wasn't as efficient as it could have been, but that's how I tend to shop, so I'm just keeping it honest. Let's put everything away and then let's make some lunch because I will probably be hungry after a bit, after all those donuts. Let's go.
For lunch, I'm making a quick chicken wrap, which is perfect when you have leftover chicken, or if you're veggie, tofu and tempeh would also work great in this. To make the chicken, I added some chicken thighs on a pan lined with baking paper and added some olive oil on them. I seasoned with salt and pepper and then added a generous amount of this chicken seasoning. I then used my hands to get the spices all around the chicken. I then baked it in a preheated oven until the chicken was cooked through. And once it was cooked, I just added a couple on my plate and chopping them up so I can add them to my wrap. And now to my plate, I added a wrap and lots of mayonnaise. I spread that around and topped with some lettuce leaves. I added a couple slices of cheese and then some tomato slices. Lastly, I added the chopped up chicken and my wrap was ready. Super quick to make and great to have chicken leftovers for lunches and dinners throughout the week.
I made myself a quick wrap. Let's try it. This chicken is so good. I love it. So simple but so good. I'm gonna go enjoy sitting down and I'll see you for dinner or snacks.
For dinner, I'm making a classic Greek stew, but experimenting with baking it in the oven instead of cooking it in a saucepan. To make it, I started by prepping all my vegetables, so I'm peeling a few potatoes to begin with. I then chopped them up in medium-sized cubes and let them on the side. Next up, I'm chopping up a couple of carrots, so I'll just chop them in half and then again in half moon shapes. And for herbs, I'm doing some parsley, so I'll just wash the bunch and chopping it up with my knife. And now all the veggies are ready, I grabbed my baking pan and adding all the veggies in. I'm also using some frozen okra, so I just added a couple of packets straight in the pan. I'm also adding a can of chopped tomatoes and some passata. I season with salt and pepper, drizzled with olive oil, and also adding a veggie stock cube for some extra flavor. I gave the veggies a good mix and then adding my chicken thighs on top. I season with salt and pepper again and drizzled with olive oil. I then covered with foil and let it bake covered for about an hour. I then uncovered it and put it back in the oven until the chicken and veggies are fully cooked. And now onto serving, I'm adding some rocket at the bottom of my plate and then topping with my okra bake. I added my chicken on top and then you can have it like this, but this kind of meal is so much better with feta, so I just sprinkle some on top and dinner is ready.
I like it. It's very Greek, very tomatoey. Check now the chicken is cooked. It has had so much time to cook. This took far too long for my liking. I think next time I won't make it in the oven because it just took forever. If you make it in a saucepan, it takes like half the time, maybe like half an hour to 1 hour. So definitely don't make it in the oven. Unless you have a secret that I don't know, let me know in the comments. Simple but delicious. You can have it as a vegetarian option without the chicken, but personally I think the chicken does add more flavor and just a bit more substance to this meal. So if you do like meat and you eat meat, I definitely do it with chicken. Gonna go enjoy. And then I have a very exciting dessert. You know, I'm having 2 desserts. I mean, I know 3 donuts isn't considered one dessert, but I'm having more dessert after dinner, so yeah, I'll see you for that.
And dessert time, I'm making one of my favorites, a berry crumble, which is so easy to make. I added some frozen berries on my baking pan and then topping with some cinnamon and a tiny bit of maple syrup. I gave the berries a mix, and then to a separate bowl I'm making my crumble topping. So for the topping I'm just eyeballing things, so I'm adding a few tablespoons of oats plus a few tablespoons of spelt flour. I seasoned with a bit of salt and then added a bit of butter. I then used my hands to bring the mixture together and then topping my fruits with the crumble. I then baked in a preheated oven for about 30 to 45 minutes or until the top is nice and golden. I served myself some of the crumble and then topping with some vanilla yogurt. The Häagen-Dazs is my favorite and their vanilla is just so good, although I love pretty much all of their flavors. And of course I topped with lots more ice cream and enjoyed as my evening dessert.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see another what I ate in a day, you can check out this video, and I'll see you on the next one.